Morning, Fonk. Welcome. We've got a Fonk here. We're going to make Boom Bobby. Boom Bobby, a rocker of the 80s. If we're talking about a rocker from the 80s, we've got to give this Fonk quite a look because rockers from the 80s had extremes. They had hair. They had probably no shirt, but they were wearing a jacket. Probably no shirt. Being totally fit was a requisite of being a star of any sort of heartthrobiness in the 80s. So, another thing, shoulders. There was shoulders back then. If you didn't have shoulders, you made shoulders. So we're going to make Boom Bobby some shoulders. Yeah, I mean, Boom Bobby was gigantic superstar back in the 80s with such hits as Surviving on a Dream, we all remember. Don't sing that at karaoke. Surviving on a Dream. Just keeps going up in the octaves. You don't want that. No. You want to showcase your best at karaoke. Nobody's best is Surviving on a Dream. Nope. But other mega hits by Boom Bobby back in the 80s were You Provide Love with Malicious Nomenclature and Deceased or Living. Now, I did that twice the wrong way. What I'm doing is I'm making shoulders, a lattice of shoulder work for Boom Bobby, so that when we put this whatever kind of rocker jacket, I guess they would wear rocker jackets. Maybe it was leather or denim or fur or something, but they had it on. And so we need some shoulders to pump up those Boom Bobby shoulders. Then we'll be shirtless here, and we'll do I've prepared some blue jeans, some like acid washed, holes in them kind of blue jeans for Boom Bobby here. We got those. Let's get those jeans on, right? Because we gotta live the dream here. We gotta live the Boom Bobby dream. So let's bring this around. We'll make a bit of a pant leg, and then we're just bringing it around. We're just bringing this all the way around. This is going to be one leg of the jeans. We're going to get... Also, you got to say package was kind of part of it back then, Maybe it still is. I don't know. But we got to get a bit of a package for Boom Bobby. Just a little bit of buildup in this central area, if you know what I mean. And then we'll bring that also down. We got these extra things. I'll show you what we're doing with those. And we don't want it to be too like... Actually, Boom Bobby was quite an upstanding rocker. Really not a SD and R&R kind of rocker so much. Didn't really show off a package back then, But let's get off that. All right. So we've got kind of these acid wash jeans. They're looking pretty good, but we fill in. We fill in with a few germ-bee worms right here. We'll leave a knee open. Got that. It gives it a little bit of a different look. We've got 3 of these. So the next one, we're going to do 2 down at the bottom. We're going to do 2 down at the bottom. And Boom Bobby is going to just have that cutoff part there. See what we're doing? And what's nice about germ-bee worms is that they just go where you want them to go, They just go where you want them to go. All right, so do we have the kind of... Yeah, I mean, we have... Like, he could be like this. Funk's really pose just how you want him to. Now let's work on the hair. I've got some rocker hair here, and what I've done is I've woven one worm through like a ring shape of it, and then we've just got this kind of like boom. So what we're doing is we're putting that on over the head, and it's just gonna sit there. I was looking at this like, how do we make rocker hair, right? That's rocker hair right there. And so all we need to do, just make sure that it's kind of flowing right. Like also, hair was such a thing back then. Look at Boom Bobby. Oh my goodness. Just ready to rock out. So we've got rocker hair now. That was a lot easier than I thought. Now I'm thinking that we do some like we do like kind of a tan. Look, you can always make more hair. I got this tassel of hair. I kind of just put some of this bump into a bunch, and then I kind of looped around another piece of bump, and then you can like even just add it in. You can just add it in, and it adds to the hair, right? You can do that as much as you want. You can go around and put that there. But yeah, Boom Bobby is gonna have shoulder like this is the shirtless jacketed look we're going for. Okay, so something where I think this is more like rocker scarf, where they'd wear like this kind of gaudy tan, and they're like you pointing to them in the audience. So that's what I'm thinking for this furry thing. But if I can somehow, one way or another, look at this. We do not want Boom Bobby's hair tangled up. So what we can do, so now it's not going to tangle right there. It might tangle somewhere else, but not on that one anymore. Boom Bobby was quite the clean, all-American rocker Fonk back in the 80s. Married to his high school sweetheart for over 40 years, still married. Can you imagine doing all that explosive touring when you're just hot as can be as a star in the 80s? And you don't have to worry about groupies. You got your lady back at home. That's what Boom Bobby's deal was. I mean, that's rocker hair. If you saw this guy like walking down the street, be like, that guy's probably an 80s rocker, so we're in good shape here. But let's remove the hair, and because it's just going to keep getting in the way for this major shoulder work that we have to do. Bobby, we have another one of these. Look at this. We have another one. So let's add to the jeans, because I was worried about this one so much, looking a little, this one here, looking a little the same. So we'll have a break here and a break here. And that's very, very 80s worn out jeans kind of look. All right, so we'll fill this one in. Again, these worms, these germ-bee worms, just go where you want them to. You don't have, with a Fonk, you don't worry about perfection. You just worry about the look, like capital T, capital L. Okay, so we have a sash to work with, and we're gonna, I borrowed it from another Fonk. This is what you do too, bake, steal, and borrow from your fellow Fonks to get the clothing items that you need. Another thing that's really nice is it has this tassel at the end. Oh yeah, look at that tassel. Look at that tassel. So we're gonna try and work that tassel in. But what we need is we need it to look like a jacket. So we're gonna bring it around here, and we're gonna make sure, first of all, that we have enough to cover up these shoulders. Oh God, Boom Bobby. Boom Bobby. You're gonna make all the Fonks scream when you start up those mega hits. So yeah, I mean, we've already got, that's looking pretty good. Let's get the other shoulder. Let's kind of do the same thing. We've wrapped it around the shoulder and then back through underneath. So it kind of creates a sleeve and a shoulder. And then we'll bring this around. Once we get those other parts in, look at that. Look at how it's going to just be like, he's going to be able to point to the audience, no problem. Yeah, let's get that real tight on here. And we could even maybe consider tying it down with a twisty germ-bee worm. I think we're going to do that because we want, when we think back, the sleeves didn't come all the way down. They came down to like mid forearm, like sleeves ended here in the 80s, right? They didn't go down here. You didn't even have any of this kind of going on with the sleeve. That was like 90s when the bell bottoms were coming back. But as far as, yeah, I know what we're going to tie off. We're going to tie off these with a little bit of what's going on the hair, so it kind of matches. So we're gonna like do this. Just kind of, just getting that around. It's going to stay there, right? Even if it kind of comes apart, we're good for a while till we get the photo. We want a photo finish with Boom Bobby here. Now he's got some tassel, right? Because he's going to be like, you, I want you. Boom Bobby is almost there. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done with Boom Bobby. Now we've got the scarf. Oh boy. Oh, we've got the scarf. Yeah. You in the audience. Are you ready to rock? Are you ready to rock? Are you ready? Hello, a classic Hello Cleveland moment. Hello Cleveland, are you ready for Boom Bobby? And we've got this hair. Let's just make sure the hair is in good shape. It's almost like something you'd see in Midsummer Night's Dream until you get it on there and you go, this is Boom Bobby. I am loving this 80s rocker Fonk. What do you guys think? Boom Bobby. Okay, so now we're gonna pose it. And we'll do a pose here laying down. But Boom Bobby's gonna be able to stand pretty well. So, foot up, right? Like not so David Lee Roth kind of like splits kind of action, but let's just go there for a second. And then a bit of a sassy pomp like this, right? Right? And then pointing to the audience, pointing. Are you ready? I don't know if you're ready for Boom Bobby. And that scarf is coming over like that. Ow! Can you feel it? Can you feel the rock of the 80s with this guy? Boom Bobby. That's been Morning Fonk. Thanks so much. Look for Boom Bobby at the next Fonk party. Take care, guys.